No, but I want to hear that. That's kind of embarrassing. You saying that. That's how my mother. That's how my mother be saying that shit. My mother be saying that. I be like, Mom, come on, I hear about that.
Well, stop trying.
I say you could fit on here.
I'm not fitting from that.
What up, Brian? All right, so check this out. All right, I gotta work, right? Thank you. But not like, I'm actually waiting on my driver to pull up so we can go to work right now. But I wanted to tell everybody for future purposes, like right now we can't stream on Instagram because we are having a technical difficulty. It's personal, more driven towards like the fact that I can't. I gotta fix my tablet or get a new source for charging it so that I can use it. You know what I'm saying? And we can be back on the IG streams and shit. But right now, for the purpose of the fact that it's not very much other than that I can do, but there's also the fact that with that it takes away, you know what I'm saying, the quality we're also providing over on our other streaming networks like, you know, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, which I think this will be a great way to, you know what I mean, transition things. Like I was hoping that we could actually, you know what I mean, take things to another level by expanding over to the Facebook or YouTube or even Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been, you know what I mean, doing a lot more over there to, as far as this year is concerned, because of that situation. So it kind of takes that and then adds a little more appeal to the appearance of the show, you know what I mean? Since we can't accrue the same results with the stream that we're doing for IG. So like right now, until I can figure out how I'm going to navigate my laptop on IG so that I can put the, you know what I mean, proper link to the streaming networks, which, you know what I mean, that's the only sequence of issues that we're having right now, you know what I mean? But after we get that figured out, you know what I'm saying, then we could kind of bring Instagram back into the picture, which, you know what I mean, would in turn, you know what I mean, make me add more to what I'm already doing. So I mean, for that, you know what I'm saying, it's the improvement on the show to try to pick up, you know what I mean, everything and bring it all together, you know what I'm saying, like we've been doing, so we can still keep the branding set that we have as far as like telling y'all the times and the days when we're streaming, but also, you know what I'm saying, giving y'all a little bit more stability on these things, you know what I'm saying? Like I know last night I did put my post up and everything, but by the time I got home it was so late. That's why I put a group for all of those people that tune in with the show. Tune in and check the messages on the PZTV's bulletin board. We have a bit of a questionnaire going on right there where you guys can take a poll, choosing one or the other. If you want to be a part of that, let me know, because I'm looking to see what we can devise from that, because maybe I can get, you know what I mean, a little more insight what you might be interested in, and, you know, able to accommodate you a lot better with the show as far as what we do. So that's basically what we got going on. And then, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm, you know what I mean, basically trying to get your advice, the viewer, you know what I mean. Of course, I'm always going to be for Peasy Show. I'm not bias or anything. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk with you. I want to get to know the people that are viewing the show. I want to get to, you know, everybody is, you know what I mean, point of views. That's why we bring these shows up. That's why we had these conversations, because we're looking to expand the voices of the people, as well as, you know what I mean, me, myself, you know, letting you guys hear a little bit about the people that I know and I associate with. That's crazy, right? And that's my peeps, and we rose deep. New York City, the Black Street, hey. Not a motherfucking thing, hey. But yeah, like, you know, we basically been trying to, you know, just broaden the view of, you know, viewership for the show. Continue to keep interacting with you guys and giving y'all, you know, total, you know what I mean, response and activity, you know what I mean, actability, so that everybody can, you know what I mean, pretty much connect with us, is, you know, from any spectrum, wherever we are, all over the board. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing, you know, in our previous conversations online, IG has been our place of, you know what I mean, birth, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I don't want to leave out of the spectrum of, you know what I mean, what we're doing and what we've done, you know what I mean, coming to this point. I just want to be able to continue to get things going in that space. And at this point right now, I've only found one way to really drive it in, and only the reason why I don't want to keep doing it that way in particular, which is the original way we started with when we started these 4 networks that were broadcasting the show from, you know what I'm saying? Mainly we was trying to, you know, keep up with the fact that we started with IG and we expanded Facebook, YouTube to Twitch and shit when we actually acquired a source that could accommodate both or all of these, you know what I'm saying, platforms, except for Instagram at the time. And then once we got Instagram, you know what I mean, to be able to be acquired, there was all these stipulations that kind of drive the point of doing it to another level. It's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do, but I personally don't have that, you know what I mean, that equipment necessary, and it costs. It's not cheap. Not to mention, it's not easy to use either. So, yay! How you doing? Mm-hmm.
Take your time. Take that here, all right?
Oh.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, kick it.
All right.
You just a second. There you go. All right, huh? Sorry about that. Thank you. All right.
This is yours?
Thank
There
you.
you go, buddy.
Just back in the pocket so I don't lose out. Yeah. Good by the time I get home. All right. Ooh. But yeah.
You're always doing something down here. All the time.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Roxanne.
Amazon Distribution Center, right?
Yes, sir.
You worked here, sir?
Yes, sir.
How's the job? Pretty good?
It's not bad. It's actually pretty comforting. I mean, to know that.
They tried to. They really should have went union, but the company don't want.
I think it was the person who was orchestrating that, because a lot of the employees that I talk to say the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that the person they had mediating those union meetings and stuff, like the conversing about it, I think there was the wrong representation, maybe, because that's what a lot of the workers that I work with have said. I mean, outside of meeting the person who actually was trying to push for the union in that warehouse, you know what I mean, specifically.
I still belong to the CWA because I worked for New York Telephone for 9 years, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it was for that friggin' union, they wouldn't have given us shit.
A bit, you know what I mean, when you look at the fact that they were actually,
take the next right onto Western Avenue.
Reported on having, what I mean.
Some people don't know what really unions are like.
Right, and I think that's what it is, because of the simple fact that most businesses in that caliber aren't really trying to throw it out there either, because they know that it costs them too. So I get the dynamic of it at the same time, but what should be a structure and something that has been lax in the fact of our education point, it's something you have to bring back on that level, because it's really where it starts. You see what I'm saying? If you don't start educating people from a level where they can pick it up and it's part of their learning, like, and you know what I mean, after you graduate and all this stuff, then it should be right there before you, because this is real life, right? This is the realities of everyday life. You have to be able to understand this stuff in order to.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't understand because they've never been associated with it.
Right.
See, my father was in the local 190 laborers union for over 50 years.
See?
And, he went in World War II, and look what happened to him. He had 5 years before World War II. They didn't bridge his service.
Take the next left onto Henry Johnson Boulevard.
So, what are you going to do?
Right.
So there's nothing he could do about it, but he lost 5 years. He got 50 plus years pension, but he could have got more.
I think about that when I think about my father. My father was dishonorably discharged in the 80s when he was before I was born, because he went to the dentist and they gave him some medication for what he was getting at his dentist office, and he missed his date back to base.
Yeah, it was AOL.
Yeah. So it was crazy how they, went through that bullshit, and then now looking at the fact that he's gone now, they don't, give us anything from the fact that he was in service with them. He was an Army Ranger. He was a drill sergeant before all of this. You see what I'm saying? Like,
and
he had
dishonorably discharged him.
Right.
That's bogus.
And do you see what I'm saying though? So like at the end of the day,
because I was in the Navy, Vietnam, and then I was also in the Army National Guard. I was in E6.
Had it not been for the fact that he drove trucks for 33 years, he wouldn't have had the benefits to actually be retired and be able to retire with his health condition, because it was due to his health conditions why he was forced out of work. Right. So at the end of the day, you look at that, and then when he passed away in 2019, they only gave out the security for the death benefits for his younger kids, not me or his other kids that he had. Like the older kids, hell no, they didn't give us shit. They didn't even acknowledge his any veterans bills, any veterans benefits he might have because of him being discharged.
Yeah. Well, somebody put that money in their pocket. Remember that.
You better know it. You better know it.
I've seen it all. I'm 77 years old. Let me tell you, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I even saw it in the phone company. I saw management that were the best people in the world, and I saw ones that are real shit. Now, I'll tell you something. Years ago, if you were in craft,
Mm-hmm.
and you really didn't do a good job, I guarantee you become management. Figure it out. You know why? They want to get you off doing the wrong things.
Right, because then you can screw some shit up. Yeah. And it's like, we gotta give you a chance, but Jesus Christ, you should put him somewhere where he's not noticeable. And just put him in the back somewhere.
Well, there's this one guy here. I think his name is George Granger. And his daughter went to school with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to me one time, the daughter, she says, was my father a good guy? Oh, I got to tell her. You know, that he was a jerk. So I said, no, your father was a nice guy. And what she turned around and do? She badmouthed my wife, my sister, my daughter.
Wow. Now that's why.
I saw her, I was at church, Catholic Mass, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard her talking next to me. She didn't know who I was.
Oh, Jesus.
She didn't know who I was. She said, oh, I hate that Mary Lossie. So, you know, after communion and everything else, I says, can I talk to you for a minute? I says, yeah. I says, I knew your father very well.
Right.
I says, that's stupid. You know what happened to him? He was in management, and he was over on in Russell County, or you know how some of the hills and dips and whatever.
Right. Okay? Yeah.
Well, it was a rainy day. He crossed the doggone street, and the guy comes down with a big Ford truck. He couldn't even stop.
Smacked him.
Killed him instantly.
Oh my goodness. Yep. See.
So I said to her, I says, I can't remember the kid's name, but I says, you know, that's my daughter you're talking about. And she looked at me.
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to turn slightly right onto the I-90 East Ramp.
You really shouldn't apologize to me. You should apologize to her.
Right.
I said, she never did anything to you. So I did say it. I said, you know, your father was a pretty good guy.
Use the right lane to turn slightly right onto the I-90 East Ramp. Then keep right at the fort.
I said, you know, you're at church.
Right.
And you're talking like that.
Yeah.
That's against God's laws.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. You're talking about somebody that you shouldn't be talking about.
Right. I mean, judge ye not unless ye be judged, correct? I mean,
well,
like, at the end of the day.
This way. That's what you judge not, at least you be judged. For one reason. Only God can judge.
Right. And for you to
judgment when we pass on, say in this life, well, for us, right?
Right.
We're gonna face Jesus face to face.
Right.
Guess what? He's not going to look up here in your brain.
No.
He's going to look in your heart.
Exactly.
If your heart is hard.
You sitting out here doing all this foul stuff to people and to yourself, not paying attention to your good wills that you should be orchestrating to try to administer even to the things around you a better atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just going to fail at what you're actually trying to succeed at. And in any case, I look at the fact that if you know that, you know what I mean, your life has meaning, has value, then you would not go about things that way. You wouldn't take people's, you know what I mean, gifts to you even for granted, like, because it's all meaningful to the inquiring mind that people know this is not something that, you know what I mean, is of a natural source. Now, it is of a higher,
I will say this,
spiritual level.
If you ask for forgiveness before you die, I know in the Catholic Church, I go to confession, I know I'm forgiven. If that priest gives me absolution, I know I'm forgiven. Okay? Or you get the last, we used to call it extreme unction, or the last rites. You probably see it on television where a priest, you know, it's a long story, but we call it the sacrament of the sick now. Now, when I had my heart operation 9 years ago, they gave me, not once, but twice.
Right.
Once was Father Talbert from our parish up in Monte Cristi.
Okay.
And then a black priest came in. I thought he was a minister. And a black, and you know, I served Mass for Father Coffey, a Misa, who's a Roman Catholic over in St. Joan of Arc in Manans. Served Mass for 27 years. Him and I like this. I belonged to the Black Apostolic Catholics. They hated to see me go, but I went through the school, 2 years of school. He says, why don't you go back to church with your wife? My wife was livid. All these years, 20 years, she never... I says, Dawn, that was my objective in life. I served Mass 20 years for Father Minkler at the VA. Because I was a Vietnam veteran.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
I only gave back what they gave me. So,
I mean, and that should stand for something. You know what I mean? If anything. Because, I mean, in all respect, you know what I mean? That's a service in itself. You know what I mean?
Exactly. There's no getting around it. There's no playing with it. Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, as long as, you know, afterwards your ambition from that still remains to stay, you know what I mean, powerful in the fact that you're following the word and continuing to spread that goodwill message that God's word always instills in us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reality of it.
For instance, I was at I usually get my stuff, drinks or stuff at Cumberland Farms. The storage is outrageous.
Yeah,
their prices,
I never really.
The only thing I buy at
the way
stores, ice cream and their milk.
No, you know what I actually like out of there? The French toast pizzas there. I used to eat them all the time, but now I don't eat pork, so I know that, you know, the pepperoni is made with like pork pepperoni sauces. So like because I don't.
That's an Italian sausage.
Yeah. So with that, I just was like, I used to love me a sweet Italian sausage too, because once I found out, I was like, you know what, for myself, I changed a little bit of my health due to, you know what I mean, the fact that I ate leaner, you know, more cleaner if I did eat meat. And in that sense, I'm working on trying to convert myself even in a more, you know, natural based on, you know what I mean, defining how I eat my, you know, meat if I really want to eat meat. And traditionally going into a more, you know, plant-based at some point because it's healthier. It cleans your system in a way where you don't have to keep making all these, you know, runs to the hospital every day.
The Italians and the Germans are very good with pork. Okay? Between you and I don't eat much ham because my mother used to get these lousy. Basically, they were injected with salt water.
Oh God, yeah, that's no good. No good.
My God, she baked the ham and it's just like eating slime. So I got to a point I wouldn't eat it, but my wife got me onto it. I've been married almost 54 years.
God bless you.
She goes and gets the Italian. What the name of it is the Corrado. Corrado smoked Italian ham. That ham, when they're smoked, like in Virginia or the southern people, you smoke the ham, and it's a spiral ham, it's already cut. Oh, man, you're talking. There's no fat on it. No fat on it at all.
I ain't gonna lie. I can remember the taste of, you know, spiral cut ham. You know, that's something else. That's something else.
That's another thing too. Salami. Two types of salami. Hard salami and what's the other one? Genoa salami.
Okay.
Genoa salami is made or cured with wine. Hard salami is smoked.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now, when you eat the one with the wine, you don't have to worry about nothing.
Wow.
Okay, that's the way it is. It's just certain things. You can't get the trichinosis. And you know why trichinosis prevails with a pig? They grow up.
Do you see my hoodie?
Huh?
Do you see my hoodie? Oh, I'm sorry. I think I might have dropped my damn hoodie. But if anything, it's probably sitting in here. I will look for it later.
I don't have anybody at the meeting, so you can check it around. But you really don't need it today anyway.
I didn't think so. Yeah, because it felt pretty good outside it for the most part. But, no problem. No big deal.
Well,
But yeah, that was definitely that. I mean,
Well,
knowing that I used to eat.
We all make certain things in our life because we have free will.
Right.
We
Absolutely.
do bad or we do good.
That's it.
But it's like when we eat. Some people overeat. Some people don't overeat. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I agree, and that's the whole thing. I talk about that same thing with my mom.
It's like the French. The French never get heart disease. Why? There's a reason why. They drink wine all the time, and the Concord grape, like an Italian, what is it, Chianti? That's the best thing for your heart.
Right.
I mean, overabundance is not good, you know.
Yeah, of course. They say too much of anything is too
but it kills
bad thing.
the cholesterol in your system. That reminds me, I gotta pick up. I can't find an old-fashioned bottle of Chianti anymore. They give it in a bottle for $10 now. I don't want the bottle. I want it in the old thing when it's got the wicker around it.
Right. Okay.
If that's made from Concord grape, you got no problems at all.
I agree. I actually was just thinking about that too. I had got a pickup for a pantry order from the St. Vincent's up on Madison.
Yeah.
And I have to find a way to figure out how I can get the missing items they didn't put in my order, because I asked them, I was like, and as you know, I can't see, so at the end of the day, like, I sometimes might miss something and I'm putting away my orders and stuff. So I realized, like, there was a couple of items in there that I didn't grab, and I only really called them back the next day, or the same day for the one item, because I only recognized the one and I didn't realize I had grabbed the rest of them, nor the rest of them were in the box that was, given to me. So it was like, I don't know if I can call them back, which I would more or less be like, okay, well, I'm working, Tuesday, or the only day I'm not working is Tuesday, and they're open Tuesday to Wednesday, or Tuesday to Thursdays for pantry. So I have to just catch them before, like, my work days when I know I can be home to pick that stuff or grab it if they actually would allow me to have it, seeing as though, like, it's still up to grabs to saying, like, whether or not they still have the notes from the phone call for me to even verify that stuff, because you know what I mean, like, they might not agree, oh well, you can't get another pickup from this order because you missed that, you know what I mean? So for the most part, just to try to not keep, like, put myself in a situation with an argument may ensue or something, you know what I mean? Because I can foresee a lot of that stuff coming down. You say something and then all it takes is, the word being caught differently or than what it sounds like, or you could be.
I'll tell you something. As a child, I was able to speak the Italian language, or full-blooded. I'm full-blooded Sicilian. And my grandfather, I was his only grandchild. And he was a shoemaker, master shoemaker. He made baby shoes. He made shoes for me. He made up shoes for the whole family. As he used to say, feet are the thing. When you wear shoes, you wear the proper shoes. One thing about him, as he used to say to me, Chucky, you do the job right, and it never will hurt you. Simple.
That's true.
How he said it
in a quarter mile, slight right onto US 9 South.
In Italian, okay, between you and I, how he said that was enough to say, how can I put it? Put it in Italian, but in other words, if I said it in English,
take the next right onto US 9
Right, okay.
Okay, it's like if I was to say to a beautiful girl, "Tutta goza," and it means, well, actually you say Bella Goza means you're always beautiful. Now Bella means beautiful, and Tutta goza means everything.
Right.
But the way that Tutta goza put in a sentence, it changes his relation.
Ah, okay. I get it.
So it could be something else
In a quarter
if you
mile,
put
you
it
will
in.
arrive at your
You know,
destination.
with another word, an adjective or something, you know, or a noun.
Okay.
But that's the way foreign languages are.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I do. Because when you look at, you know what I mean, Spanish, it's almost the same thing.
We're going here, right?
Yeah.
Amazon?
Yes.
You have arrived.
See? There you go. I have arrived.
Mm-hmm.
This place is huge. It's like Helen Troy.
Right.
They never breached our walls.
Right.
But they did it with the Trojan horse.
You did.
Somebody got the bright idea about it's the Iliad and the Odyssey anyway. Written by Homer anyway. Now, is there any particular place here you can?
You see the park benches, the little benches out there, by under that little thing.
Okay.
It's right
Oh,
up
I
there.
think this-
Right over here by that area.
Right here, right?
Let's see.
Because this is the main entrance. This is the one you want?
Yep, that's where I'm at.
Let's do this then. I'll bring it down a little further, so make sure you're on the right side, buddy. Oh, there's the, they got tables and stuff.
Yeah. I must have dropped it before I got in the car. It's not in the seat.
Or something like that. Or just stick on the side of the seat when you get out. Wow, this got about 1 million square feet, this place.
I think so.
Holy mackerel. And now they don't make nothing here. They just distribute everything here. Right?
Actually, no, they don't make any of the they get a lot of imports. So I think it's mostly imports, I think. They have their own items here as well. They don't manufacture, like make the items. I think they just get them imported.
Okay. Got you right in the front door here. I'm pretty close to that. There you go. I know it.